what can seem like sad news. Man, there's not an off season where the Cowboys could just fly under the radar. There's not one. Like the Dak with the 10 interceptions thing, that came up. I'm like, all right, whatever. You're a quarterback. You should be saying that. Michael Parsons sparring with Errol Spence. That's Michael Parsons. He's always gonna do a lot of stuff. But Dez Bryant just on Twitter talking about the Cowboys. He always gonna talk about some form of the Cowboys or just football in general. But come on, man. One of the Zach Martin, right? Let me get this out the way. I gotta be professional. I gotta get my fandom out the way. But Zach Martin is potentially holding out, man. He said he won his money. And fellas, you can chime in after this. I gotta go on my soapbox right quick. Because we talking about Zach Martin, who's one of the top tier guards in this league. The same Zach Martin that was picked at the 16th round pick in 2014, that the whole Cowboys nation was like, why are we picking linemen? What are we doing here? And he shut everybody up because now he's a future Hall of Famer, 6-time All Pro. This guy's played 137 games. He's played 137 games. Guess how many penalties he's had in his career? 7
Wow.
as an offensive lineman.
That's
6 holding calls.
that is great.
Only allowed 12 and a half sacks. Just an average on his career. So that's probably like, I think the most he gave up in a game was probably like 1 or 2. The one guy that Aaron Donald does not like going up against in training camp. I know for my man Carl out there, Notre Dame's own Zach Martin. And the Cowboys are playing around. See, with this franchise, you got to stop it. You got to stop it with all this. We don't really want to pay people. We want to wait to the last minute to pay people. When a player shows their worth and shows their value, you need to pay him. He's one of the only founding out of the brick wall junior that we had. He's the last standing leg. Tyron Smith is still there, but he's always hurt. Zach Martin has literally played seasons. Like, come on, man. And he's still there training up your young pups that you got around him. Still not giving up penalties. The only thing I didn't like is that he didn't want to jump out the right tackle, but hey, that's cool. You don't have to do that because when you're the best guard, why do you want to go to right tackle? And I'll throw this out there for you all too. In 2018, he signed a 6-year extension worth 84 mil. He got one more year on that contract, right? So this year he's averaged to make like 13 and a half. But there's no more wiggle room. So they can't even like try to kick the can down the road the way they want to. So Steven, whatever little Excel sheet you're using over there, throw it away. Just you need to pay him. All right. I know this Dak last season and you want to figure out how you're gonna pay Dak. Hey, I fight for Dak all day in the chats, but hey, Zach Martin needs to stay. Because we just talked about it earlier. When you got an offensive line, you can wonder with a quarterback as long as they protected him. And you can probably find a running back. Speaking of running backs, you know, but Zach Martin, if you got a holdout, man, do that because they need to pay you. That's all I got, man. They
Yeah, I was pretty much going to bring up his contract as well because he signed a 6-year contract, guaranteed 40 million, average salary is about 14 million a year, and expires in 2025. Um, Tyron Smith, his partner, is guaranteed 22 million. His contract expires next year. And his average salary is about 12.2 million. Now, there's some other players that I see on this contract list that actually make more than Zach Martin, who I believe aren't really who aren't to me as valuable as he is. Um, Brand new receiver, Brandon Cooks. He's guaranteed 36 million, but his average is 19 million, and his contract also expires in 2025. I don't think he's as valuable as Zach Martin is right now in his career. That's just me personally. Um, Now Demarcus Lawrence, we've had a lot of conversations about him. His contract also expires in 2025. He missed a little bit less, but to me, Zach Martin is a certified first ballot Hall of Famer. Tomo just laid it out. He has only allowed he's only had 7 penalties in his career. 7. Some people get 7 penalties in a game. For him to only have 7 penalties throughout his career lets you know exactly how valuable he is. He's worth every penny they've given him, and they need to give him another contract ASAP. All he was trying to do was restructure his contract so he could either get more or extend it. What they need to do is not treat him like he's Dak or Zeke. They need to give him exactly what he deserves. They waited until Dak's last year to give him a contract, and they waited until Zeke held out and went to Cabo to give him a contract. Don't do that with Zack Martin, because one thing that you need for sure is your offensive line. Without your line, your offense is not going to be what you think it is. Trust me. I know in San Francisco, because without Trent Williams, our offense line was terrible. So, one thing I know is you better sign that man.
It's crazy because I was gonna go with his contract too. So look, I look at 2018, his rookie year. He got what's his rookie year? No, it's
14.
not. I'm tripping. 14. From 2018 to 2023, right? He got paid $6 million in 2018, right? And then he got paid $10 million in 2019 for the $4 million signing bonus. So that's what, $14 million. 22 on 2020, 910,000 plus a $4 million signing bonus, right? So that's what, $5 million basically, and then total of $5.5 million, and then another total of $5.5 million, and then last year he got paid 1,700, and his last year in the contract $13 million. So like his contract is weird, right? So like, and then I looked it up, which is crazy. According to the Spot Track, the salary website, he's the 31st highest paid offensive lineman.
That's ridiculous.
As far as average
31st?
salary you make, 31st. As far as average salary you're making in your contract, 31st. All right. And obviously, a lot of that got to do with him being due for a new contract. You know, all that stuff, right? Because of the market increase and all that stuff. He is aging. He's getting older. I think he's 20. No, he's 32. 32 years old, 9-year vet. But when he's out there, he's still elite.
Man.
And I know you mentioned Aaron Donald in training camp. Forget that training camp. What about Aaron Donald in real games? I mean, I know Kevin, shout out to Kevin in the chat, say he don't really see Aaron Donald when they play the Eagles. I don't see him when he play the Cowboys either.
Nice.
You know, Zack Martin is a great offensive lineman. I mean, Dak knows how good he is his rookie year. Ask Ezekiel Elliott. How good is Zack Martin is since he's been in the league? So the Cowboys, they're going to pay him. We know how Cowboys do. They like to be in the media. They like to drag stuff along. They like to play with the media, be in the news. Y'all went the whole off season without Jerry Jones being in the news. But y'all players were doing it. People was talking about, Dak better than Jalen Hurts. You got Mike in them boxing and all that stuff. But Jerry had to get a piece of the pie. And his piece of the pie is, we ain't going to pay Zack Martin right now. To all people, Zack Martin. The last person I would have thought y'all would have had these problems with. So at the end of the day, Jerry's a smart dude. He's a billionaire for a reason. He knows the game. He's going to pay Zack Martin his money. He might show up to he might show up to the press conference with a shirt that says Zack who? Zack who?
You took it back, didn't you?
So he gonna pay him.
Look at it like this.
I would agree if this wasn't a contract issue with a star player with the Cowboys.
He had a contract issue with Zeke.
He waited to pay him.
Exactly.
It took a while.
No, Zeke didn't hold out. They knocked that out before the season started.
Nah, he held out.
He got out. How many games he didn't play?
You talking about games?
No, I'm talking about held out the season. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh no. I'm not talking about Zack Martin holding out in the season. He's talking about holding out for like training camp. It's not about the season.
That probably happens, But he's a vet, 9-year vet. I mean, so it won't hurt him.
Joe, look at it like this. Let me run down this list of people that need to get paid now. So you got CeeDee Lamb that's coming up. Trayvon Diggs, who are currently in contract talks with.
Yeah. Don't pay him because he's coming to Washington.
No. There's another name that you might not want us to pay neither, because Michael Parsons gonna break the bank.
He's going to get paid.
He's going to break the bank. Then you still got to do Dak extension.
Oh, if that happens, go ahead.
Like, those are some names, right? These are pillars we talking about.
Mm-hmm.
And Zack Martin said, hold up. I seen this slate that you got. But I need to get mine like right now. All right, I need mine because without me, all that you just said don't matter unless them two
Exactly.
on the other, unless the defense gonna score points for you. But other than that, you kind of need me.
Nah, I was like, Zach Martin is valuable, man. Now, the only reason why I wouldn't say he's more valuable than Dak because Dak is a quarterback, but Dak is more replaceable than Zach Martin. How about that?
Hey, you ain't gonna get no argument from me.
Remember, but before Dak, they had Tony Romo. Tony Romo was the quarterback. No
Tony
one
Romo was
thought
nice,
Dak
though.
was no one thought Dak was going to be the starting quarterback until what he did in the preseason,
That's facts.
then he replaced him. So
Facts.
that can happen to Dak as well. Because remember, Cooper Rush last year played good without him, and they got Cooper Rush back there.
Yeah, 4th round pick.
Wow, my man said I only 5th round. That's not that much farther.
Yeah, but he was slated to be on the team. Dak wasn't supposed to be. But whenever I need a debate for Dak, I'll bring that back up. But remember what y'all always say about Dak rookie season 2. He had one of the best offensive lines. He had Ezekiel Elliott. So without that line, he might not even be in the league.
Bro. Steelers. When Zeke scored in that last play, offensive line, man, I thought it was Moses doing it. I thought I was watching the Moses movie, the way that offensive line did was Ezekiel Elliott, man. He just walked right through him. Nobody touched him. And it was like a 20-yard something. It was like a 20-some yard run, if I'm not mistaken. It wasn't like no goal line run. It was like a 20-some yard run. Man, Zach Martin, I better pay that dude, or he might come to Commanders too.
His brother played for y'all. I'm just saying, his brother played for y'all. So the Martins, man. Speaking of Martins, man, people out here just going.
Thank you for staying to the end. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like this video, subscribe, and also hit that notification button so you can be notified next time we put out a video. If you're listening on any podcast platform, subscribe and hit that notification button, y'all, so you can be notified we put out another podcast audio. And last but not least, hit that share button. No matter what you're listening to or watching it, hit that share button and send it to somebody that you know that would love to watch this episode you just listened to. So once again, thank you for staying to the end, and we'll see y'all in the next episode.